The time has come. Execute
Episode
66.
You're listening to From a Certain Point of Skew, the only Star Wars podcast to get banned from Wookiee from what?
Wow.
Shut up, don't laugh. The only Star Wars podcast to get banned from Wikipedia.com for spreading misinformation.
I think it was the comment or the tweet that I sent out about the spatchka drinking and driving your land speeder through Tatooine. Apparently 4 shots of spatchka is will put you over the legal limit.
That's where it started.
For who's the sheriff on what's his name?
Timothy Olyphant.
That's him. Pulled me over one night, but he let me go because I was able to walk the line like Johnny Cash.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the mothers of drunk driving.
Do you think Max Rebo is the Johnny Cash of the Star Wars universe?
More like a Billy Joel, I'd say.
He's the man in blue.
Yeah. He's unsinkable, is what I hear.
Yeah, he sure is.
There was a tweet somebody shared today. I think it was something they had made with Max Rebo in it. And I almost forwarded it along to Cole just because I know how much he loves Max. But it was like Max had like plumber's crack on the backside. It was pretty good look.
Not that it matters, but if you're curious of who the hell we are, I'm Jason the Ginger Jedi Guy. We are broadcasting live from inside Wookiee Studios, but I'm not alone. You've heard our voices, but I'm still going to introduce the wretched scum, scoundrels, and smugglers that we are. First up, Neighbor Cole.
Thanks for having me down, Jason. Thank you for
coming down.
Opening your dungeon / Wookiee Poo Studios.
How are the twin suns looking out there when you walked over here?
A little overcast.
Okay.
Sorry, not forecast. Overcast a bit.
Now talk to me about this spatchka. Who had a problem with the 4 shots?
It was the mothers of drunk driving, the mods. For some reason, I got this
mods of Tatooine.
Eerie sense of deja vu right now. But
It's like someone didn't hit record.
Almost like it happened.
Walking you right into
the
him.
The mods of Tatooine really took me down. But I've got an in with a certain Elon Musk. He's going to get us put back on.
Okay.
Yep, they're not going to ban us for life.
Do you think next he buys StarWars.com or maybe even Wikipedia.com?
What's he going to put back into the Wikipedia.com? Free speech. Yeah. Okay.
He sure is. Maybe take us off of it.
He's going to let Palpatine be the moderators.
Right.
He's going to.
It's kind of a Star Wars-y name, Elon Musk. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It smells like Elon Musk in here. That beautiful voice you just heard coming in hot off the Skype lines is our third micer. The favorite of all favorites, as we established earlier today when no one was recording.
Yeah.
So we can edit that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Edit the nothing that was recorded out.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
It makes sense in my brain, my small brain. That's our third micer, Darth Matthews, a.k.a. Mart, a.k.a. Matt. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Before we get started, I wanted to thank Ronnie Brown for coming on and doing an interview with me that you guys just heard as a bonus app. You guys haven't heard it yet, actually, because it's going to come out tomorrow from our recording date.
Looking forward to it, though.
Have a listen. Tell me what you think. It was a fun chat. It was really, really fun to have her on, so go check that out. If you want to find all of our website.
I heard you really brought the heat on the intro to that episode. Just like this intro. You just
I struggle with the solo stuff. I don't know.
It feels weird, doesn't it? Yeah, you're used to it.
Yeah, it's for sure. You can find our website and all of our episodes at FromACertainPointOfSkew.com, and you can find us on Twitter at FACPAPod. And please email the show because none of you did this week.
That's right.
FACPAPod@gmail.com, and we're on the Podawan Podcast Network at Podawans on Twitter.
So you just said you struggle with the solo stuff. Do you think Chris Villasenor is going to edit that clip out and then take it and use it
probably
against
will.
you?
Fucker.
Just play it and say, look, see, I won.
My hope is the rest of his life he only struggles with the solo stuff. 2 on 3 my ass. It's going to be him on him.
Don't play with yourself, son. You go blind.
Oh, boy.
Who wants a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
We do have a show for you.
Okay.
So once you visit all of the website, as Matt asked you to do, continue listening. We've got a question of the week coming up here. Celebration Desires. We've got news. Ahsoka filming underway. Ashoka filming underway. Feige movie script in motion. Kenobi series preview and giveaway with Darth Flamingueis. He'll be joining the show in a little bit. And we'll wrap the show up with a FACPAtoid this episode. And we're going to excuse me.
Ooh. Excuse me.
Excuse me?
Excuse me. First up, the question of the week.
Coming up in 2 weeks is Celebration. And I was wondering, what do you guys most want to see from Celebration? Because there's going to be like, panels and guests and all this kind of shit. And so there's a lot of options that could happen. We could see some sort of maybe Andor trailer or something for Mando season 3. Bad Batch 2, of course, like Fallen Order 2 video games probably going to have a teaser. So I'm just wondering what's the thing you're looking for most at a Celebration?
A fucking release date for something.
Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Bad Batch.
I think that's what we're going to get, right?
Batch.
Well, I think we're going to get a Bad Batch, probably a teaser.
I don't know how we wouldn't get anything from Andor either. The only reason why we wouldn't, I guess, is because none of those people that are in that show have been announced as being there.
What do you mean by those people?
All those people that are in the show.
Oh, okay.
They've
not been announced?
I don't think so, because remember we talked about before how Diego Luna's not there, and I'm trying to think of all the other people that are in the show, but none of them have been announced as being on the show or being at the event.
I'm looking forward to the Toro Calican spin-off series.
Yeah.
I heard that's coming.
God
okay.
Damn, son of a bitch.
Mother trucker.
You know who is going to be there? Your boy. Tim's going to be there. So you want to grab your acoustic and head on down. You should do it.
You know what? I don't have any musical ability, and that's the one time in my life I thank myself for that.
They're recording a live album.
Oh,
Yep.
Good. Can't wait to bulldoze it over.
You do seem like in a
Steamroll.
far better mood this week than you were last week.
I wasn't in a bad mood last week.
I would disagree. Get a little angry over there about the Robert Rodriguez and Timur Morrison.
It was Paul Rodriguez.
It was. You're right.
comic from the 90s.
Yeah. Last seen with Jay Leno in an 80s comedy movie that no one has seen.
Now, why would you know that?
My buddy had it on Laserdisc. I just remember were they used car salesmen or something? I don't remember what it was. Spring Break or
Sounds great.
yeah, it was really good.
I bet. Anyway, yeah, I think I would love to see an Andor tease, but I don't know if we're gonna get it or not. We have to get a Bad Batch 2 thing.
That's what you seem to be looking forward to the most is Andor.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Because I certainly am looking forward to Kenobi, but Andor's 12 episodes. They're filming it like a movie. I really enjoyed the Rogue One storyline. And it's supposed to be like a spy type thriller.
It's going to be just like the Americans. It's going to be just like the Americans.
Right. All that nudity.
Well,
more Kerry Russell, please.
little sleeper cell in the Andor, right? So what are they infiltrating? Like, who is the Russians in Andor?
Ooh, that's a good one.
No, I'm asking.
I don't know. Yeah, and I'm trying to think of something on the spot, but I can't.
You got nothing?
I got nothing.
Okay. Mike Layton. What do you got?
Oh, God. Knives are out tonight.
He can have it.
Did you guys have anything else you were looking forward to?
I don't know what to expect really. Like I've seen some of the stuff, like the who they listed, and they keep adding names. So of course, like as it gets closer, they'll probably add some bigger ones. But they hold so much to the chest. It's like we don't even know what to be hopeful for, right?
Right.
And like and whatever we are expecting, it seems to be it's going to be bare minimum of that. I think we discussed it last episode, actually, not the one with Ronnie that we weren't on, that we haven't heard yet, but we're going to, and we're going to do a special episode between Cole and I where we commentate the whole thing. Yep.
Okay.
They're spite
we sure are. I hear the intro is great. What?
They're spite releasing on us. They're listening to our show. They're the sleeper cells.
Yeah.
They're listening to our show, and they're like, you know what? These fucks, whatever they say, we're going to do the opposite. They're intentionally shadow banning us.
Who is?
Disney Plus. All of Disney Plus. Not the corporation.
I thought we were ragging on Matt and Ronnie, and he's fucking going corporate.
Corporate stuff.
No, he's corporate all the way.
Yeah.
Corporate.
He sure is.
I'm Michael Scott. They're corporate. They can't control me, and they hate that.
I want to. Oh my god, I want that. I want you having the fucking president of Disney Plus on the phone, like David, calling him all the time, fucking complaining about what's happening.
How'd you get my cell phone number?
Yeah.
I called the school and told them that I was your son.
Ever since Book of Boba ended and we went to like an every other week kind of schedule and we're a little bit less consistent, they're like, guys, I don't know what we're supposed to do here because they have no episodes coming out. What are we supposed to do? We don't know what to do the opposite of.
They're real worried about us over here. Don't worry, we're coming back. Once Kenobi goes live, we'll be here weekly.
And that's why Disney stock has been plummeting.
Right.
We've come down to the...
And so has my Bitcoin.
Has it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Got to pull it out and put it in a wallet real quick because it looks like the site's going to go under.
You got to put it in your prison wallet.
Yeah. I'm going to put it somewhere.
Shall we move on to the news?
I would love to.
Okay. Only a couple items here. It was announced, I think on Monday, there was a tweet that went out, Instagram post that went out showing the Ahsoka director's chair with Filoni's hat hanging off of it, saying that they've started production. So very excited about that. I did also see a note about, remember how Mina Masu, the guy who played Aladdin, they think he's going to be Ezra.
Right.
There was some tweet or some message from him where he was like, "Hey, I'm on the set of this other film right now."
Right. Yep.
I think that's them throwing off the scent again.
You think so?
Well, two reasons why. One is because that's what they do, and two is he doesn't. Ezra might not even come in until later in the season anyway, so he might not be filming for a while. So I don't know. I think that might be throwing.
But the tweet was like a Deadline article or something, right? Like announcing his casting in the movie that he's shooting, right?
Is that what it was? Okay.
I read a bunch of shit in the last couple of days, but I think that's what it was. So he could be attached to that, but you're right. It could be because it's kind of convenient. Because wasn't it like finally I can talk about it? I'm starting my role in this series or whatever it was.
Right,
yeah.
right. It was like that. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's possible that there's a lot of other options they could go with. It just seems so perfectly aligned that it would.
There was a tweet I shared earlier today in our chat. A fellow was just it's speculated that he was signed on for. Was it Ahsoka?
Well, I shared one. There's a new character, Matthew Law. Is that his name? Yeah, Matthew Law, who is in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He is supposed to have a big role in Ahsoka.
Right.
So that is, I mean, I assume now that the filming is underway, we're going to get a lot more rumors floating around because people are actually doing stuff. I don't know. I'm still not convinced that Mina Masu is not going to be Ezra, but we shall see. I'm just excited it's moving.
Never shed a shitter. We'll sniff it out. Matt's our resident shit sniffer out. Shift sniffer.
Put that on my resume.
You got some on your nose.
Shit sniffer. Professional shit sniffer. The other thing that came out was that Feige's movie, Michael Waldron, who wrote for Loki and the new Doctor Strange movie, no comment, is busy.
I loved it.
Did you?
You love everything.
No, I loved it. Yeah.
I struggled at times. Let's just say that. But then I'm not the main Marvel audience because I watch some of that stuff. I kind of dip in and out. I'm not totally immersed.
Okay.
So I think if you were, it was probably better. But there were a couple bits in it where I was like, the fuck are they doing? So,
I just love seeing Raimi again, like seeing the way he films.
So he is working on the script for the Feige movie, and he said that it's kind of like underway. And all we really know about this film so far is that it's supposed to take place in a time that we don't know with characters we don't know. So I don't know if that's High Republic, Old Republic, something else, who knows? But he was quoted and he said, "We're finally into it in earnest. I mean, I'm writing away. It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying having the freedom on that to do something that's not necessarily a sequel or anything. It maybe has a little bit less of it just doesn't have a bunch of TV shows and movies that you're servicing on top of it the way I do with Doctor Strange. So it's nice, or the way I did with Doctor Strange. So it's nice. It feels like a different exercise. Yeah. So it sounds like it's a fairly blank slate to do create whatever story they want, which I'm excited to see something that's totally different than anything we've seen.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound scary knowing like who's in charge of this. Mm-hmm. You know, although it's interesting that like the head name on the project so far, other than the screenwriters talking, is a producer.
Right.
Like, we don't have a director. We don't know, what era, nothing. But I mean, that producer's proven like he's the one guy that can almost guarantee you'll have fun at the movies.
Yep.
Do you guys think a small rebel faction in this movie will come about, attack his well-armored Death Star machine and blow it up into smithereens, and then a brother kisses a sister, and that's the end?
Wow, that would be interesting. It's never been done before in film.
I want to say
maybe this time
7?
a sister kisses a brother.
Maybe episode 7 come again?
Well, and I was also thinking about the timing because all these movies are up in the air. Like Rogue Squadron is still, they're still saying, I think, December of next year. And that seems pretty far fucking fetched now.
Right.
So I don't think we're going to see a Star Wars movie for quite a while. And it makes you think, God, is this going to be the next one just because they've actually, worked on the script and stuff? I don't know.
Yeah. If anything, they're at least going to push all the films they've announced a year out from each, so instead of 2024, it'll be 2025.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I have for news. So let's now go talk to Darth Flamingueis.
Let's bring him in. The pink robe man himself.
Get into this Kenobi shit.
Yeah.
With us today is Darth Flamingueis, aka Dave. Dave, I don't even know what to say as far as your shows and such, because I know that there's been some things in flux, but why don't you tell everybody how they can find you on Twitter and if they can find you on a podcast soon?
Let's just pretend they're like a cameo, like maybe we'll see in this this series. It'll be nice if they pop up. Maybe don't expect to see it, but if you do, be pleasantly surprised. But I work on Podcast Without Bounds. It's an interview show that I do with just people just to talk and have a conversation. And then I also do another more history, more political topics, more social debates with Rook's Corner. And both those shows have been on hiatus for about 5 months now. So we'll see what comes back. Also, did anybody say hello there when they started this episode or anything? Because that would have been a real shame if no one took advantage of a hello there.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
good point. Well,
Hello there.
maybe we can do that,
That was a
when we
good one.
Maybe that is a good one. We should do that when we start when the series actually starts. I was going to
Good call.
Yeah, I'm going to put a little thing at the front of this episode where I just do an execute episode 66 thing, because that's how fucking awesome we are.
Mhm.
We planned out years ago to
Yeah.
time it so that episode 66 would be the preview for the Kenobi show.
Wouldn't that be amazing if like something happened like a week from now and we were never able to record again and we could just say like the Emperor killed us?
Yeah, but then we'd all be dead. That wouldn't be that awesome.
just
That
the
would be
show.
great. That would
This
be
is
so
the
great.
culmination. This episode is the culmination of all of the spreadsheet powers that Matt has brought forth to bear over the years. He started
and
at
us not answering him right on time, so he's starting to get like a twitch.
the day he met us on Podtoberfest like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? It has begun.
It has begun. The clock
I
starts
do
now.
want to say real quick before we get too deep into it, Dave, since I met you, 7 years ago, we had a blue moon together. I think it was the first time you ever had one. And every time we podcast, we have a blue moon together. Now, you're not drinking right now, so I've got a blue moon. And I've got a blue moon for you. Okay?
Aw.
So I'm going to open this one. At any time during the show, if you feel like it, you say drink, and I will drink for you.
Jason's going to be drunk after 15 minutes then.
It's only a beer and a half. I'll be all right.
Well, there's a whole nother a case full of them in the fridge.
Well,
I
I'm
can
only
run.
doing this one for him.
No, no, you're not.
If he just keeps saying drink, I gotta run and grab another one.
I'll go
I'm
get 'em.
out.
I'll go
Okay,
get 'em.
all right,
That's no
all right,
problem.
fair enough.
I've got delicious LaCroix for you.
Oh boy, I'm gonna stick to the blue moon.
Lacre.
LaCroix. Hint of cherry.
All right, let's get into this Kenobi. Hello.
Well,
there.
yeah, before we do that, I just want to say Dave, as many know, has been the saber maker of our show.
Mhm.
He has provided the sabers for a couple different giveaways. Dark saber, you did a Maul hilt that still sits in Wookiee Studios because she has not picked it up.
Oh, the Mulhead's still there?
100% organic grass-fed sabers too.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I'm going to do then? I'm going to actually try to send you some plugs for the both ends to make it more display-ish, because right now it's just hollow.
I got a
Yeah.
few plugs we could use.
And then when Jen finally picks it up, we'll take the plugs out. You know,
No.
win these.
She'll need those. Jeannie, you mean?
Genie, yeah. But
Who the fuck is Jen?
don't worry about it. Now, listen, I have a joke I've tried to say 3 times. I want to say that
Spit it out.
all of the sabers that adorn Mike Laybourne's wall are made by Dave.
Every single one of them.
But none have been won, only purchased.
And Ty, I've not forgot about you.
So, speaking of giveaways, we are doing a giveaway for the season of Kenobi, which is rather short in the grand scheme of things. It's like a month long, essentially. But I figured what we do this time, we've done it a couple different ways as far as ways to earn entries. I figure what we'll do is this. If you get a friend to listen to the show, that's 2 entries. I'm not sure how you're going to prove that. You can send me a video of you telling them to watch it or to listen to it. They can send something to us saying, hey, this gal turned me on to your show, blah, blah, blah. Figure out a way. But if you're telling other people about our show, that's the number one thing we'd like to see happen. So you'll get a couple entries for that. If you write a review on your podcast app of choice, you get a couple entries for that. And if you quote tweet, if you quote tweet our show, one of our episode posts, and put your own little commentary on that, you'll get an entry for that. So all the entries will be added up at the end. We'll make our little spreadsheet, and we'll give a third and a second place prize away, and then first place will be
Dun, dun, dun.
Obi-Wan Saber.
Obi-Wan Saber.
Wow.
Just the hilt.
Just the hilt.
Times are hard. Just the hilt.
Times are hard, people. Inflation sucks. Electronics have gone up, but
Absolutely.
you can have a really nice, shiny display hilt that you can put on your bookshelf, put on your desk, and maybe make some sounds with it with your mouth.
Yeah.
Can you promise to send it out in a box that says for Luke?
Sure.
Cardboard box.
Yeah.
I'll put something fancy on it.
It needs to be written in Sharpie for Luke.
Okay,
Just the
I'll do that.
number 4.
Yeah.
Just remind me. I'll put it on there.
Awesome. At some point, if you can give us an image that's kind of gives people a taste of what it is, we'll use that to promote the giveaway. But thanks again to Dave, Darth Flamingueis, for working with us to do another giveaway for our listeners. All right, you can say hello there again, Jay.
Hello there.
Let's talk Kenobi and who's fucking excited, because there's a lot of shit to go through here. I kind of wanted to start it off with just plot lines, because we've speculated a little bit based on the trailers. Dave, of course, you've seen both trailers, right?
Yeah.
So we've kind of speculated a little bit on what we think things might mean. I just want to get into kind of what we are expecting to see, or maybe want to see in this series, whether that's like at the beginning, how you think it's going to start out, where you think it's going to end up, etc.
I heard a rumor.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard a rumor, like, because everyone's like, how does he age so much to look like Alec Guinness, right? There's only like, 10 more years until he's that point in his life.
Correct. Yep.
Right? So by the end of the show, he falls into a Sarlacc pit.
I thought maybe he was going to be like presidency of the Confederation or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that'll age you.
yeah,
Like a president.
yeah.
Like,
When you go into office,
unless you're
they all-
Trump, then
yeah.
you get younger.
He just looks like a burnt ball of wax. It never changes.
Well, I think his depression and probably just being out in the sun for 10 years, living in the hard Tatooine desert. I mean, look at Anakin's mother. How old do you think she was? Maybe it's kind
24.
of the same. Yeah,
19.
19. Yeah, it was tough years for her, but kind of the same thing. Just living out there and dealing with what he's had to deal with, I think, is probably just going to accelerate his aging.
Okay.
Maybe he's like got constant,
So Dave's gonna be
neighbor
real
feuds with the same
practical about
people.
it. Yeah, a lot of feuds.
A lot of property line disputes. Listen, Cluck Cluck, I told you.
I'm sick of solving this problem.
I told you this is you build your fucking sand hut on my side of the property line again. I'm gonna cut it off with my saber.
I was a Jedi in Coruscant. Now I'm over here settling land disputes between
And,
raiders.
The surveyor that comes out is none other than Toro Calican.
Oh, God damn it.
Full circle.
He's not even alive. Or he's like
He
he's like
does-
8 years old or something right
He
now.
does come across as like a real estate agent,
Yeah.
right?
A bit of a sleazeball.
Yeah. He's like 4 minutes after the fucking Aunt Veru and Uncle Owen die. He's got a clean crew in there, fucking taking off the scorch marks. He's gonna
flipping
sell
the
that
moisture farm.
property. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's like one of those fucking douchebags in Boiler Room, like
Throws down his Ferrari keys like Affleck.
exactly.
Yeah.
He's that guy, 100%.
Okay.
I scooped up this moisture farm for 30 wampum. I'm gonna plan on getting at least 90 out of it if I sell it to the right tourist.
And then the market fell through, and he had to resort to bounty hunting, and he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So
Yeah. Time to get off.
It'll get you killed.
enough about that cunt. Anyway,
Wow.
I don't like Toro Calican. I don't know if everybody does that. I assume they're going to start, and it's going to be just setting the tone for him being fucking miserable, like you said, Dave. He's depressed. He's still traumatized from everything that happened in Order 66. He still feels guilty about Anakin because he thinks he's dead.
He's got Jedi survivor guilt.
In Jedi Survivor Guild, he's sleeping in a cave. He doesn't know how many other Jedi survived. I think he's trying to watch over Luke, and he probably feels weird about that. I don't know. I just think that it's going to be the first episode is going to set up just him being miserable, and the flip side of that being the Inquisitors like going, okay, we need to go hunt all the Jedi we didn't get down. Like that's I think where they're going to start everything.
What if they go the other way with like, this is like, because the Jedi always talks to, like we keep saying he's going to talk to Qui-Gon Jinn, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Owen says he's like what's he call him? Like a madman that lives out in the fucking mountains or whatever, right?
So he calls
what
him
if
an old wizard, I think.
Yeah. So what if he sort of is? Like, this is the one time where like he keeps thinking he's talking to Qui-Gon, but Qui-Gon never shows up in the series.
He's just been out there playing Magic the
He's living
Gathering.
in a cave, fucking talking because he's gone a little kooky.
He's been playing Dungeons and Dragons.
He's got a rock like Wilson. He fucking paints his face on. Talks to it.
Owen walks in on him once, and then just like slowly creeps out because he's just talking to a wall. It's like
It's been
okay.
so long. He's like, okay. And he's like, he's getting a little intimate with him.
He's like Gollum from fucking Lord of the Rings. He's hunched over. He's eating a piece of raw crate dragon meat. Just talking to himself.
Igniting his lightsaber in his lap over and over again.
I'm so alone.
I think we're gonna see a lot of the backstory for Baby Yoda Grogu in episode 1. I think I alluded to this in the past.
In the first episode.
In the first episode, I think you're gonna get, like I said, I think I've alluded to this in the past before on the show, but like to really expound on, it, I think you're gonna see the clones and Anakin marching, or Lord Vader at that point marching on the Jedi Temple. You see Baby Yoda in his mobile defense carrier thing. One of the Padawans is gonna scoop him up and get him off planet, and that whole first episode is gonna be them making their way to the last Jedi, if you will, that's alive, to train these. Like, where do we go? What do we do? They're gonna go and travel the galaxy. It's gonna be like a little one-off episode, I think.
So you think there's like a powwow kind of where they're like, we are the last ones, we're aware of each other. We must separate.
I think that Padawan's gonna drop him off, like Baby Yoda off. He's like, I'm not a teacher. Like he's gonna be so like overcome with remorse and how everything failed with Anakin and all that other bullshit that he's gonna be like, I'm a failure as a teacher. I don't deserve to be a master.
You think they're gonna go that deep into the
seek refuge elsewhere?
It sounds a little too on the nose to make everything about this fucking baby.
Well, they made everything about the Mandalorian and Boba Fett, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think this. I see what you're saying, Cole, and I could see. I was gonna mention later, like what cameos do we think we'll see? Do we really think Grogu will show up? I could see him being involved in the Order 66 flashback stuff, whether that's at the beginning and they like kind of show it and then move on, or if they do flashback stuff of him. I think they're going to show Ben like reliving shit in his head while he's sitting in that, cave thinking about all the stuff that went down.
Sans flashback to Tank.
Right. I think he can do it without the flashback to Tank. But I think because Kenobi and these characters are so strong, they don't need to rely on Grogu. And so I'm kind of hoping they don't. If anything, it's just a kind of passing scene. Or maybe Kumail Nanjiani's character is the one who gets Grogu away, and he's on that planet and has just gotten him off, and he comes under attack. Just thought of that.
I do think, like, if anything,
that could be, yeah, I'm thinking.
If anything, the flashback that we saw in the Book of Boba Fett, right? I think we'll see something to that effect. But if we don't see Grogu, we'll probably be led to believe that something is him, right? Because I think they're going to save that story as they progress the series. Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, whatever the hell they all end up being.
If I'm right on episode 1, I'm procuring the saber and I'm giving it right to Mike Laybourne.
Okay.
Oh,
because the fucking world
it's the first episode
will be turned upside down.
Yeah.
I'm just calling it right now. Damn your giveaway, damn your spreadsheet, damn the points.
Okay.
Laybourne, you're getting the saber.
I think I'm going to riff off Matt for a bit. I think you're going to have, because Star Wars is all about, it's like a poem, right? It rhymes, it comes back around.
Yes.
I think you're going to have Obi-Wan reliving Order 66 and his past and stuff, but I also think you're going to have Vader either sitting in his meditation pod or in a bacta tank, and he's going to be reliving the past too, of like maybe he has the flashbacks of like his friends and his wife and maybe the good times, but then also there's that anger that probably pops up and stuff. So I think that would be a cool like kind of ebb and flow or back and forth between the two of them.
Like from a certain point of view, right? Like each of them, like you're getting the same story from different perspectives.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll finally get the image of Anakin walking in on Padme and Ben banging.
Ooh.
You did this to me.
Because that whole story, right? Like how originally there were some scenes that they were going to include that kind of made it allude to the fact that there might have been more of a love triangle there than we thought, and that's why Anakin was so mad at him in Revenge of the Sith. That's a whole theory that's out there.
Okay.
I don't think it's necessarily true, but
it's a very free love galaxy.
We've seen how horny Anakin can get with his anger.
yes,
Like nobody touches Padme.
no,
That's true.
yeah,
Unless it's him, and then he's not really touching her; he's just force choking the shit out of her.
yeah. She's not into the sadomasochist stuff there, Anakin. That's where he loses her.
If she was, she would have stayed alive.
Oh man. I mean, a lot of the times we see these previews of these shows and it ends up being so much of just the first couple episodes, which again, I think is very much what we've seen so far. There's a couple bits that maybe, but I think you're going to see, it's a lot of that Tatooine action, a lot of Anchorhead, the Owen relationship. That, by the way, the Owen memes that are happening since that trailer are just so great. It's just him like just taking the legs out of everybody in the history of the saga. It's so fucking awesome. I don't know if you've seen those. They're so awesome. But yeah, I mean, I think you're going to get the idea of what the Inquisitors are doing. I think they're going to be right on Ben, and he's going to get away early, and that's when he goes out of their planet. But it's like, is it going to just be this nonstop thing of him, like them being on his heels the entire fucking show? I don't know. What do you think?
I feel like it's going to be like maybe cat and mouse first few episodes.
Okay.
And then it's going to be like where he's going to, it's almost to the point either they do know about him or they're pretty close to. So he decides to like face it head on, right?
Yeah.
He's just going to have to deal with this problem because once it's dealt with, he can go back and protect Luke.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there's gonna be a lot of him like being surreptitious, right? Trying to be like, I'm not a Jedi, I'm just some old wizard out in the canyon. Looks like he goes off world, at a point in the trailer. Like honestly, like so I think he was on it looked like it was Coruscant. Like
No, it's Dayu.
Yeah.
That's the name of the planet. Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna go, there's no real way to predict which way, but I feel like it's gonna be a lot of him cloak and daggering and disguising his power and being very, very humble and pretending like he's not the baddest Jedi ever to walk the planet.
You also get a lot of shots with him firing a blaster.
Yes.
So maybe he does kind of pull like a Luke and give it up kind of and comes back to it, or maybe he just has it tucked under his robe for like emergencies.
I think it's more of like he's trying not to reveal the fact that he is a Jedi.
Yep. Well, a couple things. They said it's supposed to be this big, like, frolicking adventure, or whatever they called it. It wasn't frolicking, but but I think he's going to go off to a lot of different planets. I still think that he's going to go to Alderaan at some point. There's rumors, spoiler alert to anybody who doesn't want to hear that Leia may be involved at some point.
Yes.
So there's rumors about that, although we don't know who would be playing her. He's going to be going all over the place. The scenes they show when he's on that Daiyu planet, presumably, it looks like he's like off investigating shit. Almost like he's after something, like he's trying to figure out something. So I think it's all going to be spun from that first episode where he's going to have to realize he's got to leave planet and go figure out whatever the fuck's going on. I don't know if it has to do with the other Jedi. How many other Jedi you think we're going to meet and watch die in this series?
I think by the end there's going to be at least one introduced or one that exists that we'll see in live action that will carry over. There's got to be something one surprising that we weren't expecting, right? And something that when we leave this that still expands.
You think we'll see any clones?
Oh yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I think Disney's kind of realized, especially with what they're doing in Marvel, that some fan service is good fan service. So
right.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see what's his name, Temuera Morrison.
Temuera Morrison. That's Cole's favorite. It's Cole's favorite actor.
Nice. I want to see him replay Captain Cody and maybe some
Rex.
aged troopers.
Oh God, Jesus, we could get so much more Morrison. I don't
Right?
know.
What if there's a scene where it's like
I didn't
5
even realize
different
that. My
Temuera
worst nightmare has
Morrisons
come
and
through
they're
my
all
head.
playing in a band? Like it's like a fever dream.
How happy were you that Max Rebo survived the bombing in Book of Boba Fett?
Yeah,
I was
so happy.
super happy. The old cast iron tub move.
I don't know. I was trying to think of who like what big character are we going to see show up and give us that oh fuck moment. Been made pretty clear it's not going to be Maul, and I don't think it should be Maul.
What if they finally introduce Vader's apprentice?
Who's Vader's apprentice?
What was his name in the game? I forget his name. It was Dark. What was Skywalker's the original name of Skywalker in the script?
Starkiller.
Starkiller. It was, yeah, that's the name of his apprentice, right?
Yeah,
In the
that's
comics or
I don't
something?
think that's canon anymore.
The video
I
game.
think
No,
that's
I don't think so
legend.
either. I don't think so either. It's I can't remember the name of the game. There's 2 of them, right? But no, I think that'd be an interesting, like a progression, right? Long after Vader, there's this apprentice that survived or, something. But then anyway, I guess we got the whole fucking Kylo Ren who tried to, live on as his grandfather. So
Did Vader ever make it to Sith Lord?
yeah.
He's always
He
the
was
apprentice.
he was a few credits short.
Yeah, didn't graduate.
He couldn't get Force Lightning to,
Yes, there was a merit badge he did not achieve.
He was never
Try
an
as he
Eagle,
might.
never an Eagle Scout.
No.
And yes, fans, we do know that Vader can shoot lightning. He just never could because of his suit.
Oh, we don't. You do.
No.
Thank you.
FACPAtoid.
Well,
Sneak a FACPAtoid
is it
in
his
there.
suit or is his, probably doesn't work well on the metal arms?
Yeah, I've read that supposedly in, I can't remember if it's canon or Legends, he has used it, but it just it fries his electronics.
He gets so mad at Obi-Wan, he just rips his fucking metal arms out and just goes full nub on him.
Get back here.
High five, Darth. You son of a bitch.
So you think we see Cody, Dave?
I think we see Cody. I also think we see the Emperor, for sure.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Hollow version, right? Not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the Hollow Net.
If they fucking lay down some new thread where the Emperor is like, surprise, I've been ahead of you the whole time, and then for the next 30 years we got to live with this whole new fucking, plan that the Emperor had. Oh boy.
I think it would be neat to see Vader kind of maybe turning around, because you have to remember one of the key words that Vader uses in episode 6 is Obi-Wan once thought as you do when Luke says come with me. So maybe Obi-Wan's tried to convince him, and then maybe the Emperor reminds him and squashes that somehow, turns him back to the dark side. That'd be cool to see.
Well, there's even in the Marvel comic books, it starts off with him questioning things. Like he's not really like dyed in the wool second to fucking the Emperor right away. He's got things he's doing. It's sort of like a plan. So I can see that. Like he's not, full on Darth Vader, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it makes you wonder because, Kathleen Kennedy talked about the rematch of the century or whatever she called it. How is that going to play out? It has to come late. It has to be in the last episode, you would think.
Yeah.
What happens? Obviously, they both survive, but maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's this conversation where he's trying to sway him back, and then somehow Darth snaps out of it, and whatever. The scene ends without either one of them killing each other.
What's going to happen? It's going to culminate in Obi-Wan having the high ground, and then he's going to be like, "Don't try it, Darth." And Darth's going to be like, "Ugh." He's going to juke, and then Obi-Wan's going to go turn to do the little 360 swipe, and Vader's going to hit him in the back of the head with a billy club, knock him out.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
He's going to pretend like he's going to do the jump.
Now, technically, Vader could chop off a fucking leg or something, right? Because we don't know. I mean,
No.
Kenobi's just fucking chilling in his robes.
No, because when he went on the Death Star, he had to pass a metal detector, and he clearly didn't set it off
Yeah.
when he was killing the tractor beam.
You don't remember the metal detector scene?
Kenobi could also be using force projection.
Now you're
Oh,
projecting.
God. Wait,
When?
you're saying in the series he would be.
Like Vader kills him in this series, and then in the other one he's using force projection. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Okay. Oh my God. I think you'd have to make him force projected in this series.
Yeah, you can't kill him, and then fucking 10 years later he fights him again. He's holding on for fucking 30
In the ICU.
He's in a fucking coma, but that's why he looks different. He's aged.
Wakes up and he's in General Hospital. It was all a dream.
I feel like the end of the series is going to be like it's going to go to The Last Jedi, where that little broom boy goes out and starts sweeping. All of a sudden, old man Obi-Wan Kenobi opens the door. Get in the house.
Get off my lawn.
You're like, wait, what the hell just happened here?
Does he turn Scottish when
Connect
he turns
these
old?
dots.
Yeah. Get in the house.
It's Liam Neeson's real accent he's doing.
Speaking of which, I hope he shows up.
He has to.
He has to, as a voice. Absolutely.
He could. So Dave, you played Jedi Fallen Order, right?
I did play it, but it's one of those game trends, unfortunately, where I started playing something and never finished it. So I think I halfway beat it.
Oh, okay.
But if you want to spoil something for me, go ahead.
You beat it and then you passed out halfway through.
He fell asleep before he got done.
Woke up with lotion and dirty napkins all
In
over
his
you.
bathroom.
With force shame all over me.
Paul walked in on him in the bathroom. He's passed down the toilet. I just spit on my microphone. Okay.
That's how Dave finished. He spit on his microphone.
I fought him that way in Vegas a couple times. Half beat it.
Just can never finish. He can never finish. There's religious guilt that never lets him finish.
I am your father.
Do we see flashbacks to Obi-Wan's love with Satine?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, because that would be pretty sweet.
I think he does. I think maybe he goes down that path that I'm going to assume a lot of Jedi go now, where they're kind of broken. They're thinking like, did I devote myself to a good cause in my life and stuff? And
Is she dead before or after 3?
She's dead before episode 3.
1.
No, between episode 2 and
Before
3.
episode 3,
Yeah.
yeah.
So she'd
Now-
be dead before.
Revenge
She
of
would
the
be dead
Sith.
for the Kenobi series, right?
That's right.
So it'd be a
Correct.
flashback.
Yes.
But is this where he finds out he has a son, and then he has to make the decision: do I be a father, or do
Corky.
I protect the? Do I protect the? Yeah, Corky.
that's
yeah.
his name.
Or do
Corky
I protect the
Kenobi.
kid that might be the chosen one?
Winky
right?
and Corky, the twins.
There's a dilemma that you get stuck with, because
Yep.
here he is haunted in a cave, and he's got, he's depressed and everything.
Right.
And now he finds out, oh my God, I could have this whole other life. I just got to tell this fucking kid who wants to be a pilot on the desert to fuck off and go be, now he's going to be a fucking absentee father.
Or am I going to make it life worse for little Corky by showing up in his life and drawing attention to him?
Right.
And Corky always just grows to hate Luke because he got the attention that he never got.
What if that's like the how he decides? He's like, son or Luke? What's my son's name? Corky. I'm gonna go protect Luke.
Yeah, I'm going to go Luke. Luke
Do you
sounds
think
fun.
when You think when it flashes back to him, like just hitting it, and then he just brushes his hair real quick, you know? Gets the sweat out of it. He always does that hairbrush thing.
It's like from American Psycho.
Yeah.
Where he's got the camera set up and he's flexing his muscles before he murders her with a chainsaw.
A hollow comes in and it's Qui-Gon, or it's the Emperor. He's, oh, sorry. Seeing you're in the middle of something.
This is Disney MA.
Welcome to David Lynch's Star Wars.
Or their love is just so strong that they give birth to Grogu.
Oh my God. I really like Grogu. I really don't want to see a huge Grogu presence in this series. I'd like to see them pull off a series without having to rely on him.
She just drank heavily during the pregnancy.
I
and
think
that's what happened. Grogu came out. That's a fetal alcohol syndrome in the Star Wars universe.
Grogu's the afterbirth. After Corky came Grogu.
That's why they talk backwards.
I think that if they do anything though, this show is perfect to show more of like when he goes and slaughters the young Padawans, right? Like you could show Grogu there. Like, you know, there's the famous picture of him behind the chair, like the one kid, or he's in that room. Like they could do something like that without doing the whole George Lucas
and that's
special
fine.
edition. Right. Yeah.
But I just don't want it to be like a huge plot point. Like you have enough here of a story and characters, strong, very, very strong characters to do your own series. If it's a passing thing, it's some sort of flashback piece, I'm cool with that. But I just don't want them to continue to rely on Grogu over and over and over and over.
Right.
Again, you know?
Oh, interesting point, Matt. Like almost like you have this really awesome main character, like, I don't know, Boba Fett.
Gonna bring it back again.
Just gotta throw it. Yeah, fucking throw away a whole episode.
But here's the thing. It's like
will we see Boba Fett?
It's a catch-22 for you, Cole, because you don't like the character, but yet you're mad that they didn't include him more in his own show. So which one is it?
I loved him. And they fucking ruined it.
Well, here we go.
Not going back.
We know that
you, Cole, by the way.
Kenobi, Boba Fett,
you.
and Black Chrysanthemum cross paths quite a bit on Tatooine. There's that whole backstory. Will we see any of that?
That's a good question. I mean, this is all prior.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible. Again, I don't think you're going to see these be main players.
Okay.
That's just.
It'd be cool to see. It'd be cool to see some of Black Chrysanthemum in the. Where was he? A gladiator.
Gladiator. Yeah.
Right?
We still don't know, and I think I mentioned this last time. We still don't know who O'Shea Jackson Jr. is going to be. We don't know who. There's a lot of characters that have been announced. A lot of actors that have been announced. We have no idea who these people are. We have not seen them in the preview. So I'm interested to see where all these people go. Are we going to see Jimmy Smits as Bail Organa in this?
For
series?
sure.
Yes.
I would think so.
If there's rumors of Leia, you have to see Bail Organa, right?
You would think so.
Yeah.
For sure.
Also in the trailer, did you noticed Luke sitting on top of the home?
Yep.
Practicing. Do you think he was practicing pod racing like his father?
Mm-hmm.
That would have been an interesting tie-in.
It looked like pod racing, his goggles from the pod racing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I could see that.
Yeah.
Or maybe we see him in his T-16, you know?
Bullseye
Shooting
Womp
Rats.
Like we're gonna see one shot where Luke gets sent to his room and he's got Sebulba's head on the wall.
Who else? You think we're going to see Qui-Gon, right?
Yeah.
Do we see Yoda?
No.
No?
Well,
I think if we see Yoda, it would be like another voice.
Reached out through the Force.
Yeah, reached out through the Force, just like Qui-Gon type
Yeah.
thing. I don't think we actually have.
are.
Yeah. Pick up your saber.
He's fucking eating a frog's head.
Oh, welcome.
Lay off the spatchka, you will.
The Mad Mothers don't agree.
Oh, man. We know we're going to see Owen and Veru. We know we're going to see... Do we see Ahsoka? They like to tie series together. They like.
Okay. Look,
Yeah.
yes. When they go back, they can do that, right? Because the Clone Wars were big. So if we're flashing back to the Clone Wars, how do you not? Though, is it Rosario Dawson,
Right.
or is it like a younger actress playing that younger version of Ahsoka?
I think it's younger.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
I think you do that.
I think you have to,
rather than like try to de-age her or something. Yeah.
and whatever that scene is, can feed into her series.
They could also use the voice actress, possibly.
The what now?
The voice actress. She's short enough. She's probably got the right build for it to maybe portray that, plus the voice.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be kind of cool way to get her in on tying her crossover into it.
Whose saber does Rey find in The Force Awakens?
It's Luke's.
That's
Was it Luke's?
Anakin's saber.
Yes,
What,
you are correct.
Did we ever get there? How it got there?
No, Maz says that's a story for another time.
And then they just forgot about it, just like the Emperor coming back.
I thought it was Luke's. I thought it was from when he lost on Cloud City. He lost his hand.
Well,
on the
That's
saber.
what I thought.
It depends how you want to get technical. 'Cause
Oh,
the
that
saber,
was
the saber is
originally-
technically Anakin's. That was
Correct.
passed down to Luke, and Luke got his hand chopped off,
Correct.
and it fell just
That's
like
a good,
Maul.
excellent
See,
point,
this
Dave.
is what happens when you invite someone on the show that knows their shit.
Right. They make us look stupid.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you are
technically-
correct, sir.
Yeah.
Technically,
Yes.
actually, Oscar from The Office. Thank you for clearing that up for us.
It was in the For Luke box, the saber, and that's that. It's that image that Mark Hamill still to this day is so embarrassed of that shot of him looking down the barrel of the lightsaber. The first thing he does is pick it up and look down the barrel of it, like no.
Well, I think if you're like a kid in the desert, you haven't seen anything. You're just like, oh, what is this?
I know, but good thing you didn't hit the fucking on switch.
Yeah, written and directed by George Lucas.
Yes, right there.
They call
That
him,
didn't go
they
well.
call him old One Eye Skywalker for nothing.
Who else? I was trying to think of
Not Maul.
not Maul.
We said maybe Satine in flashback.
Palps on the video.
What about the old, speaking of pirates,
Yeah.
Hondo.
Hondo? Yep, Hondo.
I would love to have Hondo come back.
He could. Yeah, he would be around. That would make sense.
I don't think there's room for him yet.
How about any of the rebels? Are
Han.
they anything like that?
I think the Rebels, if they show anything, it'll be in Ahsoka.
Syndulla, Han could be there. Yeah, yep, Han.
I doubt Han, but there was that whole shot in the first trailer where it looked like Han Solo's gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that'd be such a coincidence that they ran into each other
Right.
before they ran into each other.
That's a small galaxy.
It could be like you see like maybe like a 1 or 2, like a 10-second clip of Han doing something on a city and like they.
Well, he uses
like
the port, right, for smuggling.
Yeah,
so he
Obi-Wan walks past him and you kind of just see the camera like you see Han in the background like playing sabacc or doing a deal or something like that, or getting into some mischief, or he's running away from some guards and like he bumps into Obi-Wan and he's like, oh, whoops, excuse me.
He's having an argument with Pelimoto in the background.
Yeah, something like just like a real quick. And it's like, oh my, serendipitous.
I just thought of this. What about Lando? Probably not, but nobody's mentioned him. He didn't have any relationship whatsoever with Obi-Wan, so it wouldn't matter if they had met previously.
True. Yeah.
Just throwing it out there. Like, could you
Yeah.
imagine if Glover showed up? Everybody would be like, holy shit.
Well, I mean, they announced his show 2 years ago, and they haven't even begun filming it yet. So
That'd be
they
nice.
got to
little
give the guy
tease.
something to do. The guy's been on the payroll for a while.
Yeah, let's have Lando show up. There's my hot take. Lando
There
shows
we
up
go.
somewhere.
Okay.
It's possible. It's possible. Oh, that's how he gets off planet. Same thing. That's how he knows to go to hire Han, right? They go to the bar, but this time he goes there and he meets young Lando.
Well, because we see Lando in Rebels, which is going to be about 4 years after this, and he's
Yeah.
a fully, operational smuggler, pirate, whatever you want to call it. So he would be in play at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that guy. What was that guy's name? Who's that kind of fat slobby guy that they always had to deal
Oh,
with?
yeah.
God, what was his name? As Morgan.
That is
Remember
it?
that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was-
Yeah.
yeah, right. Do you think it's going to go more than a season?
I mean, I think there could be potential, but I don't think I think if anything, it's structured to be its own story, right?
That's what Deborah Chow
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, there could always be more Obi-Wan stories, I suppose, but I don't want to see it like if there's like cliffhanger or there's like open seeds for things, I want it to be for, because the universe goes on. But as for Obi-Wan in this story, like I think it should be self-contained.
I agree with that. I mean, Disney can milk things for money, but I don't think anybody that's attached to Star Wars will let this go more than one run.
I think you're right. I just don't. I guess they could see how it goes. Ewan has come out and said he would love to play him again if the opportunity came up. So that,
Right.
of course, is out there just to kind of float for people to think about. But I think it's a one and done. Any
I
other
don't know.
hot predictions? Because Jay, you had that great prediction on the Sarlacc pit scene, Return of the Jedi, different point of view. You got any for the Kenobi series?
Well,
you
that's
think?
why I said that's what ages him. He falls into a Sarlacc pit.
all your hot predictions are around
Right,
Sarlacc.
yeah.
It's the same one that Boba got out of. So it's just
It's a crutch. It's
Oh, you again.
a mental crutch.
yeah.
What brings you here?
Oh, hello.
Dave, you got any other like hot takes that you can think of, or any crazy things you want to see come to fruition on this
Or
series?
planets or worlds you want to see, characters you want to see. I'm excited to see Alderaan. I'll say that.
I think going and exploring Alderaan more than just the quick take we got on the, episode 3 would be nice. definitely some more. I'd like to see new planets. You know, they didn't really do that too much with the new trilogy, but it would be nice for them to take a George Lucas page out of things and like give it to the galaxy just a bit more depth.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I think I'm content with all the cameos we mentioned. You know, the flashbacks. I think I also think another good cameo would be Vader as Anakin taking off his mask or his mask getting damaged or something. So you see the post-barbecued Anakin kind of confronting Obi-Wan again.
Like he's going to take off his helmet in front of him. Like, I don't believe you're actually, because we joked about that last week about how Ben doesn't know that Darth Vader's Anakin at this point. But when he finds out, he like takes his mask off. He's like, oh my God.
Well, I hope it's heartbreaking. Like, I hope that's like the most like heartbreaking scene of the thing. Cause like Obi-Wan just discovering that not only is his Padawan not dead, but he's this deformed monster now.
Yeah.
And how does he fight him again? You know, like how do you
defensively?
Yeah, but I mean, and then how do you make it like the fight of the century again? You know, like what are the?
Well, I think they're going to kind of unload and show Vader's potential because I mean he didn't get a good shtick out of 3 to 6. He kind of got a little bit in Rogue One, but they didn't really you don't get to see the menace of why Vader's such a a crazy badass. Plus his fighting style is different because of the armor that sits on him, so he can't fight. He can't fight Obi-Wan like he used to. So it'd be cool to see. Yeah. How they're going to do that. Maybe 4 more force powers.
Can't raise his arms above his
shoulders. He basically can't. Yeah, because of the shoulder pads.
I was just saying, that's a glaring weakness.
making the high ground all the more dangerous for him as he can't reach up.
Think about it, though. That was such a fucking cold-blooded move to just leave him there to die. You know what I mean? Instead of just being
I think he assumed he was dead, right?
The merciful thing would have been, well, the I hate you pretty much showed him that he was alive.
He could have at least kind of
slit his head
shoved
off?
him into the lava river.
Yeah.
Rolled
him in.
Finish the nugget off.
But I think that goes back to that thing where Jedis don't take lives.
Yeah.
Like it's not in the way of the Jedi to kill, right? So I mean,
yeah, but it's far more cruel than to put
that whole war was about death and the Jedi and killing things, and I don't think like he couldn't do it because Anakin was his friend, and B, it's Obi-Wan is one of the 4 or 5 just great true Jedi that embody what that whole order should be. So for him to kind of go and take that life, maybe he thought he would turn into something just like Anakin did.
That's a good point.
Maybe that's like the Emperor's tease. Like, you aren't a true like Sith Lord until you kill Obi-Wan.
Oh, so he sends him on the mission. That's how you complete your training.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Never took his capstone.
Much like Luke had to face Vader to become a true Jedi.
And like there's got to be like just think of the rage that he's going to have when he sees him. Like that hallway scene in Rogue One is going to be like fucking kindergarten.
I believe just maybe this week, Hayden came out and was talking about how it's definitely more prequel-esque fighting. Like
style.
it's going to be more that than the original trilogy. It's like he's going to be at the height of his powers.
Yeah. So how do you end this though? Okay, so like they're going to have the big fight, right? Does he fake his death? Like how does it end where he can go back to Tatooine and protect Luke for the next 10 years or so, right? Like how does it go back to like what does that end like? Cuz Anakin's not going to be like, good fight, Knuckles, see you again in a few years.
Knuckles.
Can't wait to strike you down to become more powerful than you ever were.
Right.
Later, bud.
That is a good question because let's assume that the Inquisitors find Obi-Wan on Tatooine and then they chase Obi-Wan off Tatooine. If they report this to Vader, that's going to be like a known location for it. So you'd think he would just return with like Star Destroyers and just destroy the planet or something.
Or he'd at least he'd look in the phone book at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I feel like Obi-Wan leaves Tatooine before they know he's there. Like they might be close or whatever, but they don't know it's him, so he leaves, right? Because he's got to kind of get away. Because what's he there for? What's his purpose, right? So that's probably one of the reasons he leaves, and then he's found. And also, it just hit me like this is like everything we wanted out of Kylo and the Knights of Ren, right? Now we've got Vader and his Inquisitors, and these Inquisitors aren't going to be a couple of bitches until fucking Kylo decides to take them out. In the last one. So really we need to see some serious shit happen here.
I don't want to get started on the Boys to Ren, man. That still pisses me off.
Boys to Ren. Yes, that's right.
You like that throwback, Jay?
Yeah.
Maybe Anakin has too many memories on Tatooine. He doesn't want to go back.
Anakin?
Like grains of sand.
Right.
He hates that sand. Hates
too much sand.
Yeah. Won't go back there. You guys go. You go. He just keeps telling the Inquisitors, you go. I'm not going.
I'm not going.
I'll draw you a very crude map, but I will not set foot on that planet.
Well, and I think you're right, Jay. It could be two reasons why he leaves. One is to get away so he's not bringing the trouble to Luke. And two is because there's some other thing that pops up. I mean, there's been this rumor that like something is happening with Leia, and that's why he feels like he needs to go do something about it.
Right.
Or, like I said, there's something he discovers maybe from another Jedi or whatever that he feels like he's got to go investigate. It's like when he had to go figure shit out in episode 2 or whatever that was, and was like basically doing like a private eye mission, and it ends up on Camino and all that kind of stuff. He may feel like he's got to go out and find the shit, and they just happen to be on his trail the whole time.
Well, maybe this Jedi brings him like the Death Star plans, but this time it's like, hey, look, Anakin survived and it's Vader, right? That's enough to be like, what? I need to look into this.
I need to figure that out. Yeah. There's no way he survived, right?
And
Yeah,
then
I can see that.
on top of it, Inquisitors are hunting Jedis down. And it all kind of molds together.
Yeah, but the wrap up is critical. How do you do that?
Right. Yeah.
That is, I don't understand how you're going to leave that where Darth has a feeling like he's gone, like Kenobi's dead.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't. I haven't felt that since I was in the presence of my old master. In episode 4. So you would think he's got to assume he's dead. Otherwise, he'd keep looking for him because he's fucking obsessed with him.
Right. So he almost has to some way die. At least maybe. Well, I was gonna say he could.
He's
do
got
the
to
whole,
appear to die.
Yeah, he does. He could just be like, I'm really sad right now, and then lay down. And then Anakin's like, yeah, I buy that. Walks away.
That's happened to my wife.
Or he's learned body transfer. So like when Anakin goes to kill him this time, he just evaporates in the robe and reappears back on Tatooine, butt naked in the sand.
Oh, so it's force projection at the last fight.
With a phase shift.
Or
The last scene is him back in the cave with his Wilson head Qui-Gon doll, but he's totally naked. You wouldn't believe it, Qui-Gon.
that's what you're talking about. What if we find out that's the twist, right? The fight in A New Hope was force projection the whole time. That's why there's no body, no nothing, just the fucking robe and the
That's what Dave was saying earlier.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying earlier.
So
yeah,
really, we find out Obi-Wan's still fucking alive during the original trilogy.
Could you imagine how mad fans would be though? I don't know if they'd like that. I personally thought force projection was cool.
I did too.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool, especially once you realize what's happening. Like when they showed his feet and you're like, why are they showing his feet? Oh, okay. But touch, how does that work? In the cantina, Luke gets knocked over and he picks him up. So how does that shit work?
You use the force to empower your hands to basically pick things up.
Well, what about that time that Luke walked in on Obi-Wan at his house taking a shit and it stunk like hell? How do you do that?
Force,
Jesus, man.
force
Way to really break it
gastrology
down.
or something.
Poked a hole in the plot, man. Good job. Figured it out.
What'd you eat? Sorry.
Well, he force killed a fucking tauntaun outside the window, and it was just wafting in.
He bought some of that crate dragon meat.
Yeah.
Hey, that's like Kobe beef.
It's a delicacy.
Yeah.
It's coming from the inside the box for Luke. You left it in there.
There's a lot in that box.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see what's in that box.
At this point, it's like Mary Poppins handbag.
We should make not just the giveaway for this, but we need to come up with other items to throw in the box.
So the consolation prize, the prize number 2, is just a 4 Luke box. So it's a surprise when they open
Bunch
it.
of random
something.
shit in there.
There'll
Yeah.
be something in there, but we're not going to tell you what. Could be a used condom, could be a Twizzler.
Okay.
Any other predictions or hot takes or thoughts before we wrap up?
I think we've exhausted the possibilities right now.
Probably.
I hope some of them come true. I really do.
I do. Yeah. I think we're onto something here.
I think we're really onto something. One of these is going to happen.
Yep.
I'm going to write them all
Because
down.
this is the best Star Wars cast on the podcast on the internet.
That's
Thank
what we've
you.
been told.
You have spoken.
Yes, you have spoken. All right, thank you, Dave, for joining us, and thanks for again helping contribute to the giveaway that we're going to do. So everybody, remember, tell a friend, write a review, share that with us, quote tweet the show's posts when we do episode reviews, and the next episode we do will be reviewing the first 2 episodes. So I can't wait for that.
I'm excited.
And where can they find you, Dave, if they want to follow
Yes.
you or listen to any of your shows on Twitter?
You can find me at Dave of Diamonds on Twitter. I think my show is just wherever you find your podcasts, Podcast Without Bounds and Rook's Corner. We'll see if, like I said, they make a cameo just like some of these characters we talked about.
The better.
Maybe we need to do some Podcast Without Bounds episodes where we come on as a guest and we are in charter as a Star Wars character. We have to answer the questions that way.
Oh, that's
Matt's
interesting.
Matt's got to play Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Misa don't like that.
Oh, you got to be Max Rebo.
Just don't say a word.
Play the piano.
Everything he asks, you just don't say a word.
Answer everything in a D sharp. Ding.
No, apparently you just have to walk away and survive another day.
I could wear an inflatable elephant suit.
Yeah,
Thank God for that smoking habit of Max Rebo's. He was outside the cantina at the time. All right, thank you, Dave, for joining us. Really appreciate it. And we'll have you back on, I think, for Andor would be the next one, right? Probably, or Bad Batch, but maybe Andor. We like to have you on for the preview of every series, so we'll have you back.
Absolutely, and I'm always honored to be here, boys. I really appreciate you bringing me on.
Thank you. Thank you, Darth Flamingueis, for joining us. We hope you enjoyed that preview for Kenobi and all of our ridiculous predictions and hopes and dreams and all that. That'll probably be crushed in the next couple weeks, but we'll see.
I hope Michael Laybourne really enjoyed it.
Okay, that's the second time you've mentioned him. Maybe.
Well, it could be the third or fourth. Depends.
Yeah, I was
Let's
going
see.
to say maybe.
Yeah. This might have been recorded out of sequence.
Is this to fill my spot?
Oh, boy.
Now, why are you leaving?
Maybe I'm not wanted. Maybe I feel unwanted on this show.
You guys are going to work each other out of it so that you're both going to quit, and then it's just going to be me.
Maybe that's Mike Laybourne's goal.
Speaking of working out, I do need someone to spot me at the gym. If you could help me out. I'm trying to get max reps on my bench press.
I just hope Mike maybe wins the giveaway this year. We'll see. Probably not.
I think if he doesn't win, I'm going to buy a pair of Star Wars underwear and wear them for a week straight. And I promise he will win those.
Game worn.
In fact,
Star Wars underwear.
In fact, we're all going to
worn.
wear it. We're all going to wear it. Yeah.
You have to wear it while we podcast.
Yeah.
That and nothing else.
Yep. I'm going to get MeUndies with his face all over them.
Yeah.
And then we're going to wear them and send them to Mike.
Oh, man.
Yep.
You hear that, Mike? You excited?
You lucky dog, you.
All right, let's go. We got a FACPAtoid.
Yep.
Cole, give us your
FACPAtoid.
sultry voice.
Okay, there was originally dialogue, later omitted, during the Count Dooku lightsaber fight, which revealed that when Anakin's mother was tortured and killed by Tusken Raiders in Episode 2, it was no coincidence. Dooku was the one who had secretly arranged it. This sends Anakin into a rage, which led him to killing Dooku several seconds later.
I wonder why they admitted that.
They admitted it or
they omitted it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, they're admitting that they omitted it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so he ends up getting killed at the beginning of 3 instead. Spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah. No.
So perhaps,
Yep.
yeah.
Double lightsaber.
I thought he
head
chopped his head off in the cave. Isn't that the second one?
Nope. They're on the.
It's the third one, and it's maybe not quite at the very beginning, but it's
at the
towards
absolute
toward the
beginning.
beginning. Yeah, it's
Okay.
when he captures, or it's when he finds Palpatine, because they're going after Palpatine, who's been captured.
Yep.
And then they're in the elevator shaft. He's like, "Leave him, Anakin. There's no time." He's like, "His fate will be the same as ours." Obi-Wan's laying on the ground. Remember?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Slices off the arms at the wrist, and he has that look on his face like, "Oh no, I was gonna need those."
Oh, yeah. They're on the bridge. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
So I guess they just wanted to preserve it for that moment to like have it be the moment that he kind of becomes Darth Vader to a degree, like where he really crosses over. It's like it's like he crossed the Rubicon there when he cut his head off.
Yep. No turning back.
Right.
It's like on Anger I keep envisioning Dooku being like Jack Nicholson in Anger Management when he's, pumping up Adam Sandler to fight John C. Reilly. He's like, then I told him my Winky was a strawberry ice cream cone. You did what to my sister? And then he fucking cuts his head off. Okay. Sorry.
Your polls are for like 4 people.
Yeah.
It's amazing how you pull shit.
I bet you wish Mike Laybourne got it, though, didn't you?
Oh,
he's
God.
going to get it.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Let's end the show.
All right. Thank you, everyone but Mike Laybourne, for listening. And until next time.
You don't really mean that. Never tell us the odds.
In our experience, there's no such thing as luck.
We have spoken.